The quote, "We are never given a burden unless we have the capacity to overcome it," reflects a deeply spiritual perspective on struggle, adversity, and human resilience. At first glance, it appears to be a comforting statement, an encouragement offered to someone experiencing hardship. Yet, when explored more deeply, the quote reveals a profound philosophy about the relationship between challenge and growth, suffering and strength, limitation and potential. In a spiritual context, it suggests that life's difficulties are not random punishments or meaningless obstacles, but opportunities that correspond to the hidden capacities within us. Human life is inevitably intertwined with challenges. No person moves through existence without encountering moments of pain, uncertainty, loss, or struggle. These experiences may appear unfair or overwhelming, leading individuals to question their ability to endure. In those moments, the idea that we possess the capacity to overcome our burdens becomes both a reassurance and a challenge. It reassures us that we are stronger than we realize, yet it also calls us to discover and activate that strength. Spiritually, this quote invites a shift in perspective. Instead of viewing burdens solely as problems to be avoided, it encourages us to see them as part of a larger process of development. Just as physical muscles grow stronger through resistance, the human spirit evolves through difficulty. Challenges reveal qualities that might otherwise remain dormant: patience, courage, compassion, wisdom, perseverance, and humility. One of the reasons burdens feel overwhelming is that we often focus on them in isolation from our potential. When confronted with hardship, the mind tends to magnify the problem while underestimating the inner resources available to address it. Fear and doubt can create the illusion that we are incapable of overcoming what lies before us. However, spirituality teaches that human beings possess far greater resilience than they typically recognize. This resilience is not merely psychological, it is also spiritual. Within each individual exists a deeper dimension of awareness, a core that remains steady even when circumstances fluctuate. When we learn to connect with this inner presence, we discover a source of strength that transcends temporary difficulties. The quote implies that burdens and capacities are somehow aligned. This does not mean that life carefully measures every challenge with perfect precision, nor does it suggest that suffering is always fair or easily understood. Instead, it points to a deeper principle. The potential for growth is embedded within every challenge. Many people discover their greatest strengths only after facing their greatest struggles. A person who endures loss may develop profound empathy for others. Someone who confronts failure may cultivate humility and determination. Hardship often awakens qualities that comfort and ease cannot produce. From a spiritual perspective, burdens function as teachers. They reveal areas where growth is needed and encourage transformation. When life presents difficulties, it may be inviting us to expand our understanding, refine our character, or deepen our compassion. However, recognizing burdens as opportunities does not mean that the experience of hardship becomes easy or painless. Spiritual growth does not eliminate emotion. It does not require pretending that suffering is pleasant. Rather, it involves acknowledging pain while maintaining faith in the possibility of growth. Faith plays an important role in this perspective. Faith does not necessarily refer to belief in a specific doctrine. It refers to trust in the meaningfulness of experience. When individuals believe that their struggles can lead to development, they approach challenges with greater resilience. Without such faith, burdens may feel meaningless. They may appear as arbitrary misfortunes that erode hope. But when we view them as part of a larger journey, they become catalysts for transformation. Another important dimension of this quote is self-discovery. Burdens reveal hidden capacities. When life is comfortable, many abilities remain dormant. It is only when circumstances demand courage, creativity, or endurance that these qualities emerge. Consider how individuals often describe moments of crisis. They may say that they did not know they possessed the strength to endure until they were forced to confront the situation. This realization illustrates the essence of the quote. Capacity is often discovered through challenge rather than before it. In spiritual terms, the process of facing burdens can be seen as a journey towards self-realization. Each obstacle becomes an invitation to explore deeper layers of identity. As we navigate difficulty, we learn more about who we are and what we value. The quote also emphasizes responsibility. Recognizing that we have the capacity to overcome our burdens encourages us to engage with them actively rather than surrendering to despair. While we may not control every circumstance, we can influence how we respond. This response determines whether burdens become sources of growth or sources of stagnation. Avoidance and denial may temporarily reduce discomfort, but they rarely resolve underlying issues. Courageous engagement, on the other hand, allows transformation to occur. Responsibility does not mean facing challenges alone. Seeking support from friends, mentors, or spiritual practices can be an essential part of overcoming burdens. Recognizing our capacity does not require isolating ourselves. It means acknowledging that we possess the ability to take steps toward healing and resolution. Another spiritual insight within the quote involves perspective. What initially appears as a burden may later be recognized as a turning point. Many individuals look back on difficult periods of their lives and realize that those experiences shaped their character, clarified their priorities, or redirected their paths. At the time, the burden may have felt unbearable, yet with distance and reflection, its transformative impact becomes visible. This realization encourages patience. Growth often unfolds gradually. The capacity to overcome challenges may develop over time rather than appearing instantly. Patience allows the process to unfold without unnecessary pressure. Gratitude can also emerge from this perspective. While it may seem difficult to feel grateful for hardship, gratitude arises when we recognize the lessons and strengths that challenges reveal. It does not deny the pain but acknowledges the growth that accompanies it. Furthermore, the quote highlights the connection between suffering and compassion. Individuals who have experienced burdens often develop deeper empathy for others facing similar struggles. Their own journey equips them to offer understanding and support. In this way, overcoming personal burdens contributes to collective healing. Each person who transforms suffering into wisdom becomes a source of encouragement for others. Spiritually, this reflects the interconnected nature of human experience. Our growth does not occur in isolation. It influences the lives of those around us. The quote also encourages humility. Recognizing that we have the capacity to overcome burdens reminds us that strength is not solely a personal achievement, but also a gift inherent in human existence. This humility fosters gratitude for the resilience embedded within life itself. At the same time, humility prevents us from judging others who are struggling. Each person faces unique circumstances, and the process of overcoming burdens varies widely. Compassion allows us to support others without assuming superiority. Ultimately, we are never given a burden unless we have the capacity to overcome it. Is a statement about potential. It suggests that human beings possess deeper resources than they often realize. This potential is not always visible at first. It may remain hidden beneath fear, doubt, or exhaustion. Yet when individuals confront their challenges with courage and openness, that potential begins to emerge. The process may be gradual. It may involve setbacks and moments of discouragement, but with persistence and faith, transformation becomes possible. In this way, burdens become part of the spiritual journey. They shape character, awaken resilience, deepen compassion, and reveal the strength within. Rather than defining us by our struggles, they invite us to grow beyond them. And in doing so, they remind us that the capacity for overcoming difficulty is woven into the very fabric of the human spirit.